Let us start the class. And with the last class, we have completed our first unit. And from this class onwards, we are going to start our second unit. Our second unit is DC to DC controllers fed DC drives. Check it once. Controller converter fed DC motor drives. And here the controller is, just see the topics: single phase, off, and fully controlled converter. First of all, you have to know what is this converter. And by using this converter, you are going to drive a DC motor. That means from this converter, the output must be DC only. So you have to check what is the converter which is having output as DC. We have two converters. One is rectifiers and second one is choppers. So in this unit, you are going to study regarding the rectifiers. Whereas coming to the next unit, you will go for the choppers. So first one is directly the unit heading is rectifier fed DC motor drives. In this here, we are only going to study about single phase rectifier only. And we are not going for three phase rectifiers. And with this, just wait. In this unit, what we are going to study is single phase semi-controller fed separately excited DC motor. Single phase semi-controller converter. And next one is single phase fully controlled converter. And the next topic is single phase semi-controller fed DC series motor. That means you have to explain the single phase off controlled rectifier and fully controlled rectifier for separately excited DC motor and series motor. That means self-excited also. So our next two topics are single phase semi-control and fully controlled to DC motor drives. And the last one is dual converter. And this dual converter is going to be implemented for the DC motor drive. So we'll go by one. Just only four topics are present here: single phase, off converter, and fully converter. Just a diagram is going to be differ here, that is separately excited motor and self-excited motor. So only 5 to 6 topics are there. So for each class, we will go by the topics of one by one. So present, we will go for single phase semi-controlled fed DC separately excited motor. Just the circuit diagram. Initially, in this topic, you have to explain the operation of circuit diagram, waveforms, derivation, and speed torque characteristics, etc. Whenever all these things are completed, then only this topic is going to be completed. Just see this circuit diagram, continuous mode operation, and corresponding waveforms. I will explain all these things. Next, derivation, speed torque expressions only. Speed and torque characteristics. With this, continuous mode is completed. Now we'll go for discontinuous mode. Corresponding waveforms, speed torque expressions, that's it. So what is the major thing you have to do is, first of all, you have to explain the circuit diagram operation only. Then different modes of operation. And next, how you are getting the output waveforms for speed torque characteristics and output voltages. Then you have to derive for the different parameters expressions. So we'll move one by one. Can you guess how the corresponding devices in the circuit are going to operate? Why? Because already you have completed power electronics in your previous semesters. Anyone please? Can you say how the current take the path from source to load? Whenever thyristor is on and whenever thyristor is in off state.
T1 to load, madam.
T1 to load, right?
D2.
T1 load, D2
ఒకటి మేడం, ఇంకోటి వచ్చేది T2 to D1 load D1 మేడం.
T2 to load and D1 exactly. So just see the current flowing path, and that means for this circuit you have to explain 3 output voltages. That means what happens to the circuit when output voltage is V. For example, let us say the supply voltage is Vs, and I am assuming that the system is a lossless system. That means at which conditions output voltage V0 is going to be existed, and at which condition there is no output voltage, that is 0. And in these two situations, that is 1 and 2, I am getting 2 ticks here. Two ways you are getting the output voltage as V0. At one condition you will get the output voltage as 0. We will go by 1 by 1. Here the supply voltage is Vs. In this, 2 thyristors and 2 diodes are placed. That's why we are calling it as semi-controlled converter. Fed DC separately excited DC motor. And that means now total number of thyristors are 2. At a time, only half of the thyristors will go to work. So T1 will work for some time, and whenever T1 is in off condition, then only T2 comes into on state. So you have to explain the working of T1 and T2 separately along with current flowing path. So first go by T1. Just wait. All of you please wait. So you have to explain the current flowing path whenever thyristor T1 is in on state and whenever thyristor T2 is in on state. We will go by one. First of all, we will go with thyristor T1. The current flowing path is supply voltage, thyristor T1. With this, the supply has from this point it has two paths. One is thyristor T2 cathode, diode path, and load resistance path. A question must be raised. Why this current taking only load path? Why it is not taking the T2 path and it is freewheeling diode? Diode freewheeling. That means here you have to write actually F, W, and D. Freewheeling diode. That means what is the basic reason behind this is whenever the current is starting from this path, it is going to further thyristor T2 cathode. In order to conduct any device, the anode potential must be more than that of cathode potential. So with this basic, is there any doubt? So with this basic standard theory, the current does not choose the path of T2 and freewheeling diode. So it will choose the path of load and motor corresponding. It is separately excited. That's why the field winding is drawn here separately. It is going to be excited by using a separate source. And from back side. Already this path is not chosen by the thyristor, so it does not take the path of D2. Then D1 and back to, sorry, thyristor T1. Sorry. So you have to explain the circuit path with respect to of T1 and corresponding diode. So see the path. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thyristor, sorry, T1, T1, and it will take the path of load. From the load, it comes to motor. The motor is separately excited motor. That's why the field winding is drawn here separately, and this field winding is going to be excited with another source. And back to D2 and back to N. So we will explain the current flowing path from the point P to point N. Whenever thyristor T1 is in on state, the current flowing path is P, T1, RA, LA, motor, D2 and back N. So in this mode, you have to explain the current flowing path. Is it necessary to explain the another path which is related to T2 and D1? Can anyone? It is necessary to explain again. So for your reference, just I am saying in a single line. And for this, N, T2, our load includes RA, LA and motor, and back to D1 and back to P. In this manner, you have to write the current flowing path for each thyristor. Can anyone please respond? During these two paths, that is T1 and T2, what is the output voltage you are getting? Can anyone say? What is the output voltage you are getting when thyristors T1 and T2 are in working state?
Pulsating DC, ma'am.
Repeat again.
Pulsating DC.
I am not asking whether output voltage is AC or DC. Can you say the voltage value? That is equal to supply voltage or not equal to supply voltage or nearer to supply voltage, just like that.
అర్థం కాలేదు మేడం క్వశ్చన్.
Supply voltage
Whenever
minus.
these thyristors are in working condition, that is on state, what is the output voltage you are getting?
Output voltage is not equal to supply voltage, madam.
Exactly. In any condition, practically output voltage is not equal to supply voltage. But whenever you are explaining the circuit in theoretical manner, you are considering always in ideal case. That means there is no losses in the circuit, right? So in these conditions, can I say V naught magnitude is almost nearby equal to Vs? Can I say or not?
Yes, ma'am.
If it is, we are considering if it is a lossless system. That means whenever these thyristors T1 and T2 are in on condition, you are getting some output voltage that is exactly not equal to supply voltage, but nearer to equal to supply voltage if it is a lossless system. But some person is saying that, is there any case when the output voltage is 0? Is there any case for this rectifier? Just think
Output
it once
voltage
and tell
0,
me
madam.
at which condition you are able to get the output voltage as 0.
Forward breakover voltage
Also,
అయ్యేంత
please
వరకు
respond.
మేడం ట్రిగరింగ్ పల్స్ ఇచ్చేంత వరకు అవుట్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ జీరోనే మేడం.
Before giving that recurring pulse for the thyristor, the output voltage is 0. Very good. Is there any other case?
పై దగ్గర 2π దగ్గర 3π దగ్గర జీరో అవుతుంది మేడం.
At some instance only, a short of time period, fraction of milliseconds. Is it right?
ఎస్ మేడం.
Just, is there any situations at which the load is not connected to the current flowing path? Then there is the possibility of getting supply voltage 0 or not.
ఈ సర్క్యూట్ లో మేడం
Think it once. At one combination, thyristor D1 and D2 is going to be in on state. At another combination, thyristor T2 and thyristor D1 is in on state. Is it right or not? The combination is T1 D2, T2 and D1. Is it right or not?
ఎస్ మేడం.
Right. In such a case, the devices are behaving like that, means only T1 D1 are going to be operate. And that the situation, the person is not concentrating on current flowing path, is that output voltage, he is not concentrating on any parameters. Just he want to conduct the devices T1 D1. For this case, is there any possibility?
There is no possibility, madam.
Exactly. That means these two
Madam,
T1 and
200
D1 are
also,
connected in the
madam.
same wing. One is in the upper level and one is in down level. same wing devices will not conduct at any cost and at any situation. So when someone is saying that output voltage is 0 means the load is not connected to the input. Simply maybe T1 and T2 are going to be operate. Just the way is like this. It is highly impossible, but you will think like that. If T1 and D1 are going to be operated, or D1, D2 is going to be operated, or T1, T2 is going to be operated. Now tell me, I am saying this, in this circuit, you can draw the output voltage waveforms for both continuous and discontinuous mode. How it is going to be existed? Is there any different operation for continuous mode and discontinuous mode?
మేడం ఈ సర్క్యూట్ లో కంటిన్యూస్ మోడ్ వస్తుంది మేడం.
Is there no possibility for discontinuous mode?
అంటే మీరు డయోడ్ కనెక్షన్ గాని ఆపేస్తే వస్తుందేమో.
Just listen. First of all, tell me before going to that, it is a fully controlled device or off controlled device?
హాఫ్
Fully
కంట్రోల్డ్.
See the circuit carefully.
Fully
హాఫ్
controlled.
మేడం.
Fully controlled.
హాఫ్ కంట్రోల్ మేడం. హాఫ్ కంట్రోల్ మేడం.
Just see the circuit and tell me and think it once. Don't
Madam,
say the
fully
answer.
It is
madam.
half
100 times on the madam.
Just think it once. For our convenience, it is a rectifier. I am giving polarities. Check it once during positive half cycle, and during negative half cycle, the polarities are going to be reversed. Check the paths. The paths are already present in your screen. Now, with these polarities and current flowing paths, check that. It is T1 means it is the positive half cycle path, and N is positive means it is negative half cycle path. That means during negative half cycle of input voltage and during positive half cycle of the input voltage. It is the negative voltage, not the positive. Here I am writing the current flowing paths during positive and negative half cycles of the input voltage. Now itself you can tell me either it is a full wave rectifier or half wave rectifier. Is my voice is audible to you clearly? Rafi, please respond.
Full wave madam.
Yes, exactly. It is a full wave. Why? Because during positive half cycle, you are getting some output voltage, and during negative half cycle, you are getting some output voltage. But instead of full wave rectifier, I am saying it is semi-controlled rectifier. What is the meaning of semi-controlled? Can anyone guess?
Negative cycle, positive cycle ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ madam.
Not like that. First of all, see the devices. Is thyristor a controlled device or uncontrolled device?
Thyristor control device madam.
Thyristor is a control device. Very good. What about diode?
Switch madam అది. Diode madam.
అన్కంట్రోల్ డివైస్ మేడం.
Any electronic device behaves like a switch. No doubt about that. Listen,
అన్కంట్రోల్డ్.
you have some controlled devices and some uncontrolled devices. Very good. It is an uncontrolled device. That means the diode is an uncontrolled device and thyristor is a controlled device. So you are using the combination of controlled and uncontrolled. That's why we are calling it as semi-controlled. Check the name carefully. Semi means it is a not off wave rectifier. It is a full wave rectifier, but in the construction point of view, you are using semi-controlled devices. Is it okay? Up to now, it is clear to you or not? Can I move on? Or is there any doubt?
Move on.
Right. Next one is come to our main question. That is, with the same circuit, I am saying that there is a possibility of explaining continuous and discontinuous mode at a time. Now tell me, is it possible or not? That means with the same circuit, without adding any element or without removing any element, are you getting the continuous and discontinuous mode of operation? Is there any possibility for that? My question is clear to you or not?
క్వశ్చన్ క్లారిటీ లేదు మేడం.
First of all, tell me. I am saying that with this circuit only, you can able to get the output voltages as continuous and discontinuous modes. Will you accept with me or not?
మేడం కంటిన్యూస్ మోడ్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేషన్ అయితే వస్తుంది మేడం.
What about discontinuous?
వస్తుంది
Discontinuous
మేడం.
కూడా
And listen here, you check the load first of all. The
inductance కూడా
armature parameters.
మేడం
Of
డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ కూడా వస్తుంది
resistance
మేడం.
and inductance. Okay, how you are able to get the discontinuous mode of operation?
ఫైరింగ్
freewheeling
అయితే సరిపోతుంది మేడం.
Exactly. Why? Because you're right. Here you are using the devices of thyristors. In thyristor, by varying the firing angle, there is a possibility of varying the output voltage from continuous to discontinuous mode. Whenever you are applying firing angle is 0, you will get the continuous voltage. Whenever the firing angle is going to be increased, you will get discontinuous mode. So these things are going to be explained one by one. So up to now we have discussed about circuit diagram and operation. Now we will go for the, and one more thing, you have to explain the circuit operation during positive off cycle and during negative off cycle. During positive off cycle means you have to explain with respect to time periods. That is, during positive off cycle means your time period is lies in between 0 to pi. And during negative off cycle means your time period is lies in between pi to 2 pi. That means you have to write during positive off cycle, omega t lies in between 0 to pi. Whereas during negative off cycle, your omega t is lies in between 0 to 2 pi. Just like that, then only you have to explain how many devices are comes into on state and what is the current flowing path and what is the value or expression for the output voltage you are getting here. So we are moving on. First of all, you are doing for continuous mode of operation. That is, conduction period is alpha to pi. Alpha to pi means during positive off cycle. Thyristors, sorry, here is a small mistake, T1 and D2. Current flowing path and output voltage. Next, pi plus alpha to 2 pi. Current flowing path and supply voltage. Then we will go for the output voltage waveforms. Please check it once. Our input voltage is AC voltage. That means you have to draw the input voltage as sinusoidal with the magnitude of Vm, that is V maximum. And here you are using the devices as thyristors. For these thyristors, you have to provide the gate current as a triggering pulse. So these are the IZ1 and IZ2. That means you are drawing the output voltages during positive and negative at a time. So this is for positive off cycle triggering pulse and this is for negative off cycle triggering pulse. So you're drawing the pulses like this. And whenever you are providing a triggering pulse, you are going to get the output voltage. And current is like this. From these waveforms, can you say it is clearly a continuous waveform or discontinuous waveform? Can anyone please?
కంటిన్యూస్
Clearly it is a,
కంటిన్యూస్ వేవ్ ఫామ్ మేడం.
okay, some people are saying that it is a continuous waveform. So what about this time period? At
మేడం
short,
ఫ్రీ వీలింగ్ యాక్చువల్లీ సర్క్యూట్ లో ఫ్రీ వీలింగ్ డయోడ్ ఉంది మేడం.
okay,
ఫ్రీ వీలింగ్ డయోడ్ ఉండడం వల్ల నెక్స్ట్ వేవ్ ఫామ్ లో మీరు చూపించారు కదా, అలా వస్తుంది కదా అవుట్పుట్ వేవ్ ఫామ్.
say clearly.
అంటే మేడం ఫ్రీ వీలింగ్ డయోడ్ పెట్టారు
Actually,
కదా
what is the
ఇండక్టర్
purpose
దగ్గర
of a freewheeling diode here?
మేడం యాక్చువల్లీ వి అవుట్పుట్ వేవ్ సర్క్యులేటింగ్ కరెంట్స్ రొటేట్ అవడం కోసం మేడం.
Okay.
అంటే ఇండక్టర్ లో స్టోర్ అయిన ఎనర్జీ రిలీజ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు సర్క్యులేటింగ్ పవర్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది.
Here the freewheeling diode is used whenever the inductance is going to be operated and at the same time the thyristors must be in off condition. Is it right or not?
ఎస్ మేడం.
Exactly. Now tell me, and we are
Ah.
assuming that it is a lossless system.
ఓకే
That
మేడం.
means there is no reverse currents, that is negative currents.
లేవు మేడం. ఓకే మేడం. అయినా
Right.
ఇండక్టర్ ఎనర్జీ స్టోర్ అవుతుంది కదా.
Yes, exactly.
ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పిన సెట్ అయిన పైకి పై ప్లస్ ఆల్ఫాకి ఉన్న పీరియడ్ లో మొత్తం థైరిస్టర్స్ ఆఫ్ కండిషన్ లో ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు థైరిస్టర్స్ బోత్ డయోడ్స్ మొత్తం ఆఫ్ కండిషన్ లో ఉంటాయి.
Yes.
సో ఈ కండిషన్ ఏమవుతుందంటే సర్క్యులేటింగ్ కరెంట్స్ అనేవి డయోడ్ ద్వారా ఫార్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ లో ఫ్లో అవుతాయి మేడం.
Okay.
అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే యాక్చువల్ ఎక్కడైతే అవుట్పుట్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవ్వదో ఆ కండిషన్ లో కరెంట్ అనేది ఫ్లో అవుతుంది కదా, కింద చూపించారు వేవ్ ఫామ్ లో.
That's why we are drawing the current like this, just like a continuous current.
సో అందుకని అది కంటిన్యూస్ వేవ్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది మేడం.
Okay.
ఒకవేళ ఫ్రీ వీలింగ్ డయోడ్ కానీ లేకపోతే డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ వేవ్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది మేడం.
Exactly. Here, whenever you are observing output voltage and current waveforms from the output current, you can simply say it is a continuous waveform, no doubt. But by observing the output voltage, can you say it is the continuous mode of operation?
నో మేడం.
No. Only by
Madam.
knowing the operation of the device, that is circuit and freewheeling diode, then only with the help of this current waveform only you can say it is a continuous mode. But is there any possibility for this to get the continuous voltage also?
డయోడ్ ఫ్రీవీలింగ్ డయోడ్ రిజల్ట్ వచ్చింది మేడం.
ఆల్ఫా యాంగిల్ జీరో దగ్గర
Freewheeling diode
ఇచ్చుకుంటే
is used only for getting the output current as continuous. Now I
Madam,
am speaking what about voltage?
ఆల్ఫా ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 degrees గాని ఇచ్చాం అనుకోండి మేడం.
Exactly. Whenever you are providing alpha as 0, you are getting the output voltage from 0 onwards. Is it right or not?
ఎస్ మేడం.
Then just wait. I am
Madam.
drawing waveforms. Just wait. I am drawing the circuit waveforms. Now we can call it as a continuous waveform or not.
మేడం అది మార్జిన్ ఆఫ్ కంటిన్యూస్ అండ్ డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ అని చెప్పారు కదా మేడం, అలా వస్తే వేవ్ ఫామ్ మాకు.
Just wait. After completing this topic, I will clear your doubt. Just wait for 2 minutes. Okay. So that means by varying this firing angle, you can clearly say this circuit, from this circuit you are getting the continuous output voltage. So what's our next work is we have drawn the waveforms, and now are you able to draw the discontinuous mode of operation waveforms? It is the continuous mode waveforms. Can you draw for discontinuous mode?
డ్రా చేస్తాం మేడం.
Just see the circuit waveforms, then I will go for the derivations.
మేడం.
Just okay. Chandu, wait for just 5 minutes. By completing the waveforms, I will clear the doubts erased by you. Okay.
ఎస్ మేడం.
So these waveforms. So these are the waveforms for discontinuous mode of operation. Just wait. I will remove all the annotations for the sake of our convenience. So the waveform, is it continuous or discontinuous?
డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ మేడం.
It is exactly discontinuous. Why? Because even though the freewheeling diode is placed here, what is the basic thing is from the motor output voltage, common constant back EMF is going to be produced. That's why here we are not drawing a constant straight line. Just wait. So the exactly this portion from pi up to pi you are getting some output voltage, from pi to beta some extension angle is there. From beta you are getting some output voltage. This voltage is exactly constant, just not like a spike. A small mistake is there. It is exactly a straight line, and from this you are getting the output voltage like this. I am drawing here, check it once. Why? Because what is the basic thing is it is a constant back EMF voltage that is generated by the DC motor EB. That's why you are getting the output voltage like this. And during some periods you are getting the output voltage constantly as 0. That's why you can say the output voltage is discontinuous. And whenever the back EMF is present continuously, at that instant there is no effect of freewheeling diode. Okay. And in the next class we will go for the derivations. No problem. If the time is not sufficient for us, you can go for this topic for 2 classes. So with this class, just circuit operation and waveforms are clear to you. In the next class, we will go for the split or characteristic expressions and corresponding characteristics. Right? Now I can clarify all the doubts raised by you. Ask me.